G'day guys, today I'm excited to be doing a collab with Jess from Jess and the Boys. So she has a YouTube channel where she does awesome what's for dinner videos. Her hubby Adam does a lot of the cooking, which I love because just like Dave does here. Also on her channel she does grocery hauls, day in the lives. Anyway, she's absolutely lovely, so go check her out after this. Why don't you leave the ice cream emoji in the comments so that she knows that I sent you. And if you're from Jess's channel, welcome. I'm Ali, I'm a mum of two. I've got a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old. On my channel on Mondays, we do What's for Dinner episodes, which my hubby does a lot of the cooking for. And on Friday, I do motherhood videos. One of my favorites that I've done recently is tummy tips, as well as cleaning videos and grocery hauls. Let's get into it. Our first meal this week is lamb chops, roast pumpkin and a beautiful salad. Our 2-year-old daughter loves to help out in the kitchen. She's got a kid safe orange knife there which she tries to use. We always supervise her when we're cooking in the kitchen. So first off, Dave's cutting the pumpkin into slices and then putting it on a baking tray, and then going to apply some oil. We just use this oil from a sauce bottle just because it's easy to apply. And then using this cheese grater, they're both going to grate up some Parmesan cheese. Dave first showed her how to do it, and then they did a few together, and then she had to go by herself. Dave put it in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius. I'll put the conversion down here at the bottom of the screen for those who are using Fahrenheit, and it was in the oven for 15 minutes. And as you can see, the Kent pumpkin was covered in Parmesan cheese. So for salad, we're going to have lettuce, celery, cucumber, carrot, tomato, and the lamb chops are from the butcher's. So Dave's just going to slice all those up into small pieces for us.
Do the cucumber. Carrot. Tasty.
Then preheating the frying pan with olive oil before adding in the lamb chops and doing them about 4 minutes on each side. To serve, Dave removes the excess fat as well as the bones. It's just easier for our 2-year-old and me when I'm breastfeeding. Tonight's recipe is chicken satay drumsticks, which Dave's mum loves to make, with roast pumpkin and an Uncle Ben's mixed rice mix that you just put in the microwave for 90 seconds. Tonight our daughter's helping to peel the onions and she's standing on a kitchen helper stool, which is an IKEA hack that Dave did. I'll leave a link for the DIY video in the description if you want to make it for your child. So first up, slicing 2 onions, 1 teaspoon of garlic as well as 1 teaspoon of butter, and putting that in the microwave for 3 minutes, and then getting that out and adding a teaspoon of curry powder, 2 teaspoons of whole grain mustard. Don't worry, I've written the recipe in the description box. 1 cup of chicken stock, and then adding in 1/4 cup of peanut butter and 1/4 cup of honey. Mixing that all together. Then pouring it over the drumsticks in the oven tray. The preheated oven is 190 degrees Celsius and cooking for 1 hour, turning it at 30 minutes. And when you turn it, just make sure to coat the drumsticks again with the sauce. We're doing the same thing again with the pumpkin. However, our daughter is doing the majority of grating the Parmesan tonight. This is a really delicious meal, especially if you love peanut butter, which we do. Our next meal is cheesy stuffed eggplant boats, as I like to call them. We try and do at least 1 vegetarian meal each week, sometimes more. So first off, we preheated the oven to 200 degrees Celsius and then cut the eggplant in half lengthways, and then used a knife to cut a 1 centimetre border around, and then using a spoon to scoop out all the flesh. Keep the flesh, you're going to use it later. Then over to the stove, he's heating up butter and a little bit of olive oil, and then adding in 1 finely chopped brown onion and cooking for about 5 minutes until soft before adding in that eggplant flesh, which has been chopped up into small pieces here, like you can see. Then letting that cook for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally before adding in about a teaspoon of garlic, cooking for another minute, and then transferring it to a bowl and letting it cool for 5 minutes. While he's doing that, he's got this baking tray which is a little bit big, so he's using oil down one end so that the pasta sauce doesn't go everywhere. It's just a store-bought bottle of tomato and basil pasta sauce, as well as 1/4 cup of water to the oven tray, and covering the bottom of that, and then adding to the mixture from the pan breadcrumbs, basil, oregano, and 1/4 cup of parmesan. Then seasoning with salt and pepper and stirring until it's completely combined, before spooning that into the eggplant boats. To get the maximum amount of breadcrumb mixture, push down with a spoon into the eggplant boats. Then cover with foil and bake for 1 hour. Then remove and sprinkle with mozzarella as well as some oregano, and then put back in the oven for a further 15 minutes. This is my absolute favourite vegetarian dish we're having at the moment. It's just so flavoursome. I absolutely love it. And tonight we also had a simple dessert of fruit, rolled oats and yoghurt. Tonight we're having another dish that Dave's mum makes. It's called Pepperoni Penne. However, tonight we're going to be using Hungarian salami because it's not as spicy. To begin, 1 onion has been sliced and put in the electric frying pan. It's not turned on. And then 1 red and green capsicum, Dave's slicing there. We tend to use a red and a green just because it gives a fantastic colour to the dish. Then removing the outside of salami and then cutting that in half and then slicing it into thin pieces. And then chopping up 5 slices of bacon and putting that all in the electric frying pan before adding in 1/2 cup of tomato paste. And about a teaspoon of crushed garlic, and then turning that on. And then shortly adding in some white wine. Now Dave's mum puts in 2 glasses. Dave's just roughly putting in some now. And allowing that to simmer for 30 minutes before turning to low heat and adding in a small container of full cream. And cooking for a further 30 minutes. While this is all happening, he's cooking some penne on the stove. He then drains the penne in the kitchen sink and then uses that saucepan and spoons in the penne mixture before adding back the penne and mixing it all together. This meal is also a fantastic freezer meal. It tastes really good when you reheat it. Next meal we're having beef burgers and we're using this awesome beef patty recipe. We've tried a few, but this one stays together really, really well. So using 500 grams of lean mince and then grating 1 onion. Dave's little hack here is that he likes to leave just the end of the onion on so that you've got something to grip onto. And then using an egg circle to keep it the same size. Dave's using gloves because he's about to head out and he's pre-made these patties for tonight. Then it helps to have them the same size because they do the same cooking time. In our burgers we like to have bacon, pineapple, and then our buns grilled. Music, but you tear me to pieces, so where does it come from? Scene that keeps playing on repeat, ignores the rule of thumb. Oh, where does it come from? Oh, where and serving with traditional mayonnaise, as well as tomato sauce, beetroot, lettuce, and tomatoes. And we normally have cheese on the beef patty as well. When he's flipped it, he likes to put the cheese on so that it can melt and be all gooey. Tonight's super fast dish is massaman curry, so using massaman curry paste, light coconut milk, as well as some veggies. Dave also chopped up some sweet potato as well, then putting in roughly a teaspoon of sugar to a drizzle of fish sauce until he gets the flavour that he wants, and then it's ready to go. And then lastly, we're having chicken Kievs on mashed sweet potato and peas and corn from a can. And that's our meals for the week. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please say g'day in the comments if you're new, and go over and check out Jess's channel. You won't be disappointed. It's awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.